Hey everybody, I am Kate Dillon with the Cars Racing Show, and I am standing here today with Sam Patterson from Stealth Carburetors. And Sam, I know there's a lot of new things happening with Stealth and a little bit of rumors out there. So tell us what's going on with Stealth these days.
So within the last year, my husband and I, Nick, bought the business from the previous owner, Tony Smith, and one stigma that came with it was we could not be gotten a hold of. Tony was very busy, worked a lot on developing carburetors, testing, and just going to the track and being there, and did not get to the phone. So one of our priorities since we have taken it over is making sure that people can be getting a hold of us and meet more face-to-face with them, which is why we're here at Cars Racing Trade Show, and just trying to meet more customers and get a better stigma out there that you can get a hold of Stealth and that you can call us if you have a question or have a problem or even want a new carburetor.
Well, and also, I mean, I think a lot of times a big question or a big concern that people have when they see a business has been purchased, you know, we've seen a lot in the racing industry where businesses are purchased by like big conglomerates or people that don't know anything. But the truth is, tell us about your history with having been at Stealth for a while.
So 2016, Tony actually hired my husband, Nick, to come in and just start learning the ins and outs of what makes Stealth Stealth. Tony loves Nick and liked his way of thinking and the way he approached things, the way when he didn't have an answer, he'd find one. And about 2 years ago, kind of started running around the idea that Tony himself was ready to retire. And at that point, you know, following COVID. He spent more time out of the shop and just kind of saw that Nick was capable of managing all of the technical and getting carburetors built and out, and made us an offer. He wanted the business to stay in hands where he knew that it'd be valued, knew that his reputation he built over 20, 30 years was going to be carried on and not ran into the ground or turned into something that just didn't hold quality.
Absolutely. And also I think it's important too to have someone who is there who is knowledgeable and can continue with any innovations, that you're not just going to be stuck in a time loop of just the way Tony did it 2 years ago. Like you have someone who understands the carburation and can adapt to changing circumstances and continue with innovating.
Absolutely. Racing is ever changing. This year we may be running one set of shocks, springs, everything else. Next year we may be changing the way race cars are set up, and so you've got to be able to continue to change. Nick is very good at coming up with new ways of innovating our product, and then also carrying out testing and thoroughly testing. Like, we don't want to reveal something until we know that it is actually going to improve the racing experience for our customers, not cause, you know, a backup for it.
Yes. And I think you and I were talking yesterday, too, as far as the turnaround. What are you looking for? I know it's January. We tend to have a lot of backlogs, a lot of back orders, you know, this time of year. But, you know, what kind of a time frame or turnaround are you mostly looking at these days?
So one thing we've been able to do over the last year, we've gotten some really good help in. And so a lot of our service work that comes in used to be a few weeks, even a month or two backed up. At this point, we're within the week. Our guy working full-time, his name's Terry. He does awesome. He gets them in, gets them cleaned up, freshened up, goes through them, and then gets them ready to go back out. Our new builds usually are going out within the week. As everyone starts ordering, it'll probably push out towards 2 weeks, but we are aiming to keep it within that and keep our parts stocked so that we're not having to say, hey, you're going to have to wait 2 or 3 weeks. We don't have these pump arms in or these bodies in. And so we've been really on top of that, just trying to keep everything on the shelves and work on even having things ready to go.
Well, I am very excited to hear it. It's, of course, a great way to run a business. As someone who also has a business in the racing industry, you know, if we don't have it, we can't sell it, basically, because our racer customers needed it yesterday, because that's, you know, they ordered it yesterday when they needed it and they wanted it yesterday. So it's great to see that, you know, the business innovations that you've been able to do, and then plus you've got some great looking carburetors. Absolutely beautiful pieces, and I understand you're adapting a lot to, like, the E85 has been a big that's been the hot topic for a couple of years now, and I believe you guys have adapted to that as well.
I'd say we have. right now on display, we do have a few E85 carburetors specifically for our crate cars. There was a lot that went into just coming up with a calibration that would work with that E85 fuel, given its volume and just the way it runs differently through your carburetor and through your components. And we've learned a lot about it as we've went. We're actually trying to work on some things to come up with different options for our crate drivers. That's still in development, so kind of got to wait to test and see what happens there.
Well, that's excellent. Well, this is all such amazing news. Really glad, thanks for being part of the Cars Racing Show, your first visit here at the Cars Racing Show, and look forward to working with you for many years to come. So thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having us. I'm really excited about being here and seeing what this brings for us.
Absolutely. And you can find them online at our store at CrateInsider.com. I want to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in another video.